Well, we're within the boundaries of Yosemite National Park, and we're just a few miles away from Camp Maher and Hetch Hetchy Reservoir, where the fire reached last night, threatening San Francisco's water supply. This has already become one of the most destructive wildfires in California's history. It is well on its way to the 190,000 acre mark. Over 100 structures have burned, dozens of which are homes and cabins. Normally people are coming through Yosemite at this time to visit the park, but this area has actually been closed to visitors, and firefighters have a pretty big task ahead of them today, battling hot and dry conditions. Temperatures are going to be into the 90s, and they remain poised to protect the 4,500 structures that remain threatened. The fire is burning just behind me here, and as you were talking about with those live pictures you just saw, it is very difficult to see anything. Visibility is extremely low, it's hot, it's dry, but there is still a feeling of optimism from the firefighters, from the people who live out here in Tuolumne County and Yosemite. They are making progress on this fire. As we've discussed throughout the morning, they have gained some ground, moving up from 23% to 30% containment. Meanwhile, the fire acreage is still above 192,000 acres. It's the largest fire in the country burning at the moment. Now, we talked throughout the day about how people are giving thanks to these firefighters. And take a look at this video that we just shot over the past hour or so. I actually visited with this woman, a very lovely woman named Alicia Hartle. She is the owner of Alicia's Sugar Shack in Twainhart, which is actually not far from where we're standing. And she has gone out of her way to say thanks to these firefighters. What people have been doing, they've actually been coming in and making cash donations to her business. It's basically a coffee, bakery, breakfast place. And with those donations, she's able to feed the firefighters for free. They've received thousands of dollars. She's only got $300 left, though, for today. So if you are able to make donations to these businesses, it's a great thing. And I spoke to her just about why she's giving thanks, and you can see just how happy she is with these firefighters.
The fire it's huge. It's been huge for our community. Bye, guys! They've been great. I have been able to sleep at night. These guys have been camping out in my backyard, in my front yard, across the street, at the church.
You're making sure you waved to all of them, huh?
I know.
Yeah, so she just continued waving, and that's really what we see throughout all of these little communities spread out through the counties, the various counties where this fire is burning. Lots of thank you signs, lots of gratitude. Now, as for the firefighting effort, they are going to continue with backfiring operations. That's where they intentionally set fires within the containment lines to burn out a lot of that vegetation that can spread this fire. Fortunately, throughout the entire morning, the winds have remained calm, and that's key to keeping this fire under control. Now, coming up in half an hour, you're going to hear from someone who probably has lost a lot of sleep over the past couple of weeks, and that is a spouse of one of the hardworking firefighters on the front lines. For now, we are in Tuolumne County. Jeff Maher, News 10.
Such a sad thing to see them out there really working their hardest, but hey, at least it's at 30%, Jeff.
Yeah, the containment is going up, and I think Rob can elaborate more in a bit exactly what the weather holds. I mean, from the looks of it and from the feel of it, you'd think that they're bracing for a really rough day because you can tell it's going to be hot. But again, they are feeling optimistic moving forward, that they are slowly moving over the hump with this rimfire.
All right, Jeff Maher live in Tuolumne City. Thank you.
News 10's Jeff Maher is alive. He's in Tuolumne City, and he joins us once again. And believe it or not, Jeff, it actually looks even smokier this time than when we just talked with you about a half hour ago.
Yeah, Dan, it changes from hour to hour, and if you talk to the residents here, well, one of them told me that this is just surreal. It's like a blizzard, except in this case it's a fire. Now, this smoke looks bad, and it certainly is. It's not something that you want to breathe for extended periods of time, although there is a lot of optimism in this community about the firefighting effort with the rim fire, which continues to advance its way up the top 10 list of most destructive wildfires in California's history. It's above 192,000 acres, but they're increasing the containment. It's at 30% containment, and firefighters hope to make even more progress today to take advantage of the calm winds, which we are currently experiencing. We're going to show you some video here from the front lines. Our crews have been in and out of those front lines ever since this fire began. And what they're going to concentrate on today is kind of a lot of what they did yesterday, and that has to do with backfire operations. That's where they set fires within the containment lines to burn vegetation in the path of the advancing flames to stop or slow the spread of the fire. We've got thousands of firefighters from all over the place. I've seen them come from LA, the Central Valley, all over to take part in this massive effort. There's also a drone, and this is pretty cool. It's being operated by the National Guard. It's about the size of a small Cessna, and it's giving fire commanders real-time information on the fire and the resource deployment. It is ideal for the rimfire because it spans such a large area with inaccessible terrain. That drone is really coming into play. And when we talk about firefighters, of course, we've got to talk about the guys who are on the front lines. And I spoke with a spouse of one of those firefighters. Her name is Lynn Walker. I caught up with her in Twainhart, which is just a few miles from here. Her husband's a firefighter in the San Ramon Valley, and he's on a strike team working near Cherry Lake today.
Well, yes, I am concerned with the safety and all the firemen's safety, but I know that, they've been trained and, a lot of them have been through this before. So, I know that, I trust that they'll be okay.
And this video you're looking at here is of Alicia Hartle. She's the owner of Alicia's Sugar Shack, and she's really reaching out to these firefighters. She owns a bakery and cafe, and as part of a community effort, she's able to give those firefighters free food and free coffee because people are coming in to make donations, and those donations go to pay to the firefighters. And we've seen that widespread throughout multiple counties out here, people just pitching in to thank these firefighters. Now, I was talking to Lynn, who you just heard from, and she says she spoke to her husband today. He says that it's looking good from where they're at, but it's definitely challenging. Although they have been through these wildfires before, certainly nothing of this size. This is huge, and it's going to take many more days of firefighting efforts and hopefully calm weather before they finally put this to rest for good. We're live in Tuolumne County. Jeff Maher, News 10.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Yeah, it's been a brutal fight.
Right, well, we said first possibly September 10th. Now we're thinking more like 20-something. It's more like just wait and see and hope for the best.
News 10's Jeff Maher spent all morning in Tuolumne City. He joins us now with the latest. Jeff?
Well, we're here in Tuolumne County, just off of Tuolumne Road, and we're actually about a mile away from Miwok Village that was actually threatened for quite some time by the rim fire. And this is an area where the firefighters are coming in and out. You can see the smoke has settled in here. There's a thick layer of haze that these residents have been dealing with ever since the rim fire broke out and made its approach to Miwok Village. And one thing that the firefighters are certainly getting is a lot of appreciation from the residents in this area, including Alicia, who owns Alicia's Sugar Shack right off of Tuolumne Road, and this is a bakery and cafe. You've had a lot of firefighters coming through, and you are doing a campaign. It's very interesting. Tell us about it.
The local residents here have been bringing money, donating money to feed the workers of this fire. They've been handed me money, hundreds of dollars, and we've been feeding them for about 3 days. They've already been here, they come early, they come at 6 a.m. and they get coffee and breakfast burritos and whatever they want because the community's already paid for it.
It's a great thing that you're doing, and we're seeing that at a lot of other restaurants and cafes around town where firefighters are getting complimentary meals. Some residents are actually doing laundry for firefighters and making cookies for them. So they're getting a lot of support out here, which is important. I've got to ask you, though, since you've lived out here for quite some time, what it's like to be dealing with the smoke and the threat of the largest fire in the country burning right now in your backyard.
It's amazing. I had to go to Sonora yesterday to get some more supplies, and I looked up and I saw the big cloud, and when you're in it, you can't really tell how bad you're in it, but
when you're far away, you can tell, right?
Yeah, and the smoke's been pretty bad. Different times of day, different days, it's better or worse. Hopefully it goes away for good. We're getting, our little area here is getting better, I think. So.
Well, Alicia, thank you so much.
You're
And
welcome.
of course, firefighters are hoping to get a better handle on this fire, especially today. They've been able to take advantage of the humidity and lower temperatures, and there hasn't been a lot of wind. In fact, today we're not seeing any wind here near Miwok Village. For now, we're in Tuolumne County. We're going to send it back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Jeff. But we could see in that shot still some lingering smoke, and that's going to be a story for a lot of communities.
It is. It's pretty much bottled up right at the surface level, depending on the elevation.